Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but let's not forget about their new Star Wars TV shows and Star Wars movies that are currently in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm, as well as Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have really been looking forward to a lot has a lot to do with the fact of what the Ahsoka Tano series is about to offer, what the Mandoverse is about to offer as a whole when it comes to cherry picking from Star Wars Legends, essentially taking core elements from fan favorite elements of the Thrawn trilogy, the New Jedi Order, Shadows of the Empire, you name it, a lot of which debuted in the 1990s and the 2000s. Now, on top of all of this, we already know that creators Favreau and Filoni are very much hard at work, working around the clock to really make sure that Star Wars can thrive and survive and really take a turn for the better. Now, they're all going to be starting this with The Mandalorian Season 3, and of course, other shows out there like the Ahsoka Tano TV series that's really going to kickstart the next phase of the Star Wars universe. And I gotta say one thing, I've really got to give Bob Chapek at least a little bit of credit because he is the guy that is allowing Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to do as they please, to do exactly what they want to do on the big screen, and of course at home on streaming such as Disney+. Now, with that being said, we also know that a lot of things are happening when it comes to the overall Mandoverse and exactly how key decisions are going to be made in shows such as the Ahsoka Tano series that's going to have a big impact on the past Star Wars projects specifically. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more exciting is that with many new Star Wars projects currently in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm, both Jon, George, and Dave Filoni are beginning to work on a host of new Star Wars shows that are about to debut on Disney Plus in the near future. Now, it's described that currently creators George Lucas and of course others out there have been making key decisions with Disney CEO Bob Chapek on what to do with the future of the Star Wars universe. Now, recently George Lucas made the ultimate call to do something massive in the Ahsoka Tano TV series for its second season that is now already being planned ahead of time. Season 2 of the Ahsoka Tano series is said to heavily involve the world between worlds, whereas Season 1 is set to tease everything for that and to do with the realm. Now, further, it's noted that Lucas has already been in the talks with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni about changing Luke Skywalker's past in the Star Wars canon material using the world between worlds for the second season of the Ahsoka Tano series, which is already being pre-planned for the end of 2024. Now, further, it's described that currently a lot of this has to do with, of course, with Luke Skywalker's life completely changing and how it is set to impact the sequel trilogy movies. The world between worlds is set to showcase an arrangement made by Ahsoka Tano that will alter the path of many characters that end up getting involved in the sequel trilogy films. Further, it's noted that a lot of this will have to do with Luke Skywalker meeting and eventually marrying Mara Jade, as well as having a child in the new Disney canon of Star Wars moving ahead. Now, this is said to all, of course, be an idea that was pushed by George Lucas toward Filoni and Favreau that are now agreeing and, of course, all for this approach in order to enhance the character of Luke in several ways. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars, of course, for the longest time, is that they've been really trying to do everything in their power to really bring Star Wars back to its roots, back to the vision of George Lucas. Now, the fact that they are using the Ahsoka Tano series to pretty much, give the fans a first look at the world between worlds in live action form, and to really give the fans something true to look forward to, such as this, that's really gonna allow them to make core decisions and core changes to characters like Luke, Ben Solo, Palpatine, Rey, etc., using these portals in a sense that's going to allow Ahsoka Tano to change aspects of the past. So this really is a big deal. It's going to be a very big, change for the Star Wars universe. And at the end of the day, when you look at it in that sense, we already know that Disney Star Wars has been an ever-evolving process, and now it's pretty much evolving in a more positive route. All thanks to Favreau and Filoni and what they're doing with Mando Season 3 and 4, the Bad Batch Season 2, and a lot of other Star Wars shows that are in the works as well. So, the fact that the World Between Worlds will be a very big deal in not just Season 1, but also Season 2 of the Ahsoka series is really something to think about here. Now, on top of that, as of now, Favreau and Filoni are already putting together storyboards for the second season of the Ahsoka Tano TV show that is heavily going to feature the World Between Worlds, one of which is described to involve a key scene from the sequel trilogy that will be heavily changed, and that a lot of this has to do with the destruction of Luke Skywalker's Jedi Temple by the hands of Ben Solo. This entire scenario that Ben causes is set to be altered in a very key way that is currently unknown and will be showcased in Ahsoka Season 2. Now, Lucas wants to make sure that this show can create a host of sequel trilogy retcons and ways to change Star Wars history for good toward the sequels in order to make them more likable to the fans. It's also something that John and Dave are already prepared to do with using the Ahsoka series to bring in a different version of Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost that will take many fans by surprise. Now, with the new Star Wars projects already set to be announced later this year, at the next celebration as well, Ahsoka Season 1 and 2 will heavily use the World Between Worlds to change Luke Skywalker's past in ways fans could never imagine. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. Now, the thing about George Lucas really pushing these ideas upon Disney CEO Bob Chapek and John and Dave Filoni out there, and how the World Between Worlds is going to be a way to change the destruction of Luke's Jedi Temple as just one example there, it goes to show you that a lot of things are being changed using this realm. Now, I don't know if you guys saw Rebels Season 4. It's a very important season because it does showcase the World Between Worlds and how exactly Ezra Bridger literally saves Ahsoka Tano from her demise by the hands of Darth Vader. Not only does it change the history of Ahsoka, but it also changes the history of Darth Vader and his path. So you can see exactly, what kind of, changes are to be made with other, projects out there. And exactly how the World Between Worlds is going to be a main focus of the Ahsoka series. It's even embedded in the actual Ahsoka logo if you look very close there. So you can see that this is going to be the ongoing theme. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Dave Filoni is a very passionate creator in my eyes. He knows what he's doing. He knows what the fans want to see in a streaming, TV show such as this one. And with Rosario Dawson, coming on board to portray Ahsoka Tano, it goes to show you that they are really trying to interconnect all these characters in one big timeline. So to change aspects of the sequel trilogy movies is a big deal. It's something that I will agree is very risky. You have to be very careful with doing all this. If not done properly, it could very well come across as, very sloppy and out of place and very, not written all that well for the Star Wars universe. You have to make sure that you take a lot of time and key decisions that are going to be made very carefully. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.